Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm sharing how I made my personalized tic-tac-toe game set. And this would be fun to give out as Valentine's for the class, or it would be a fun Valentine's Day gift for your little ones. And here is how I made mine. The first thing that I am going to do is upload my tic-tac-toe image. So I'm going to go to Uploads and I am going to select my tic-tac-toe. I'm going to select Insert Image. And I just did a Google search and found this on Google, and I will just link this down below if you are interested. I just downloaded it onto my computer and uploaded it into Cricut Design Space. And I measured my bag and I decided to do 3.5 inches for the width and height. So now I am going to type in an X and an O for my little pieces, and I am going to put vinyl on those. So I'm going to go to text, and the text or the font that I'm going to be using is Chasing Hearts, and it's really cute for a Valentine's Day font. And first I'm going to type in X, and then I will type in O. And for these, I measured this out and I decided to do 1/2 inch for both of these. Oops, 0.5 inches. Okay, so I have my X and my O. And then the last thing that I want to do is I wanted to personalize the bags, and I decided to do a heart and put the name in the center. So I am doing one for my son Josh. So I am just going to select the heart. And I decided to make this 3.5 inches as well, and I'll be putting this on the back. And then I'm going to go to text, and I'm going to use Chasing Hearts as well for this, and I will type in Josh. And actually for this font, you want to do lowercase because then it'll show up with the little heart for the dot. So we have Josh. We're going to put this in the center of the heart, and I'm actually going to slice this so it shows up with the words cut out in the heart. So I'm going to make this bigger. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I want to center this inside of the heart. So I am going to select Josh, and on my keyboard I'll hit Control and select the heart. And over here you can see that they're both selected because they're both highlighted. I always like to refer to my layers panel because it helps me a lot just to kind of visualize what I'm doing. So then you're going to go up to Align and hit Align and hit Center horizontally. And then it'll kind of just put it in the center there. So now the next thing you want to do is slice it. So I am just going to select both of these again, and I will hit Slice. Then I'm going to take Josh out of there, and you can see that it sliced it. So I'm going to delete Josh, these two pieces here. And now just to visualize this better, I'm going to change it to the colors that it'll be. So I'm going to change the heart to red, and they used to have the red color over here, but now I'm going to come up here where they have it. They have switched it with the new Cricut update. So we're going to do a red heart. The X and O, they are going to be white. So I'll do white, then I'll do white here, and then the tic-tac-toe will be black. And you actually do want to change the colors because it'll separate it onto different mats whenever you go to make it. So you definitely want to switch the colors too, not just to visualize it. So I want 5 X's and 5 O's. So I'm just going to duplicate both 4 times. So I'll go up to the duplicate button here, and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the O's, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, and I'm not going to try to line these up or anything. I'm just going to click on Make It because it'll just arrange it however it wants to whenever you click on Make It. And I don't have to attach it because I don't need it to look a certain way. So I'm going to click on Make It. And it'll have all of my X's and O's here. I might even move it out a little bit just because it'll be easier to cut it if I have it spaced out just a little bit. So I spaced them apart a little bit, and these white X's and O's, those are going to be 651 vinyl that I'll be using. And then the black, actually the black and the red, These will be iron-on vinyl. It'll be HTV. So I will be using that to iron onto the bag. So now I'm going to start off by having this one selected, and I will hit continue. And I have my dial on my machine set to vinyl, and then whenever it's done cutting the white, it'll go down to the black one, and then at that time I have to remember to switch it to iron on vinyl, and I need to mirror this image as well. And I actually might try to just mirror it right now so that I don't forget. So I'm going to click mirror, and then I'll click on mirror for this one also. Okay, so I'll hit done. So that one says mirror on, and then this one we don't. We have a mirror off. Okay, so I'm going to head over to my machine and show you how I cut these out. I place my white Oracle 651 vinyl on my mat and load it into the machine, and it'll cut out the X's and O's. Then I switch my dial from vinyl to iron on. I have my black iron-on vinyl shiny side down and load it into the machine, and it'll cut out the tic-tac-toe board. Next, I load my red iron-on vinyl. I place that shiny side down as well, and it'll cut out my heart. After my Cricut is done cutting everything, I will go and weed out all of the excess vinyl. I bought these mini bags from Hobby Lobby. They were a little over $2 for a pack of 4, and I used my 40% off coupon. If you are planning on buying multiple bags, then Amazon would be another good place to look for these. I bought a 50 count bag of pink and red hearts from the Dollar Tree. I take the transfer tape off of the backing, then I apply it to the vinyl, and I take my squeegee tool and I like to rub the front and the back, and then I peel the transfer paper up and it'll pick up the vinyl. Next, I pick up the red heart and I apply the O to it, and I just rub it down with my finger, and then I take off the transfer tape. I use the same sheet of transfer paper to apply the vinyl to the rest of the hearts, and you don't have to cut out a new piece of transfer paper every time. And then I just go ahead and apply all of the O's to the red hearts. You don't have to add the vinyl. You could just use the red and pink hearts if you want to, but I just think it makes it look so cute and just adds a little bit to it. Next, I add the X's to the pink hearts. And here's the finished pieces, and I just love the way that they look. Then I turn my Easy Press on and set it to 305 at 30 seconds, and it'll start warming up. I like to set a piece of cardboard inside of the bag, and it just makes it easier when applying the iron-on vinyl. And I always like to heat up my Cricut Easy Press mat along with the canvas bag before I apply my iron-on vinyl. I set my vinyl design down and position it where I want it. Then I place parchment paper down to protect the bag. I set my Easy Press down and I press start, and you also want to press firmly on this type of material to make sure that the vinyl just really adheres well to the bag. And if you don't have an Easy Press, you could use an iron as well. Once the timer is done counting down, I lift up my Easy Press. I like to lift up my bag a little, and then I peel off the carrier sheet. And just make sure to double check with your material to see if you can peel your vinyl hot or if you need to wait for it to cool down. Next, I flip my bag around and I set my heart vinyl on the bag, and I just do the same thing with this side. And you can see I don't press my Easy Press over the top part of the bag. You want to make sure you have an even surface when you are using your Easy Press, just to make sure that your vinyl will adhere well. I take the carrier sheet off and it is done. Next time I would make the heart just a little bit smaller. When I close the bag, it bends it just a little bit, but this project was so fun to make. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial.